let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do this. Don't know yet. There we go. That can totally see you now. Alright, that's good to know. Yeah, the chat window, I can't clear it, so that shit's from like the last stream to anybody watching this after it's been streamed. I mean, I'm just going to go on and start doing things because obviously these are made more with the intention of it's just so I don't have to record, edit and upload and shit. So I don't know if anybody will come to all of these or how often they'll be, but well, I'd say I've got fuck all else to do. I have got other things to do, but it's gone midnight, so I can't be using hammers at this time of night. So I might as well do this instead. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, you can probably tell the list's a bit shorter. I removed some of the maps that I already ran. So, we'll start back where we were. We shall start with... Oh, hang on a minute. I need to change this, don't I? Right, that stuff should be in the archive. Our timer's up there. So, at 120, we have map 9. Actually, yeah, we do. We'll just do that. Or is it 09? It's 09. Yeah, it takes me a while to get up to speed, you know me. Oh, you know, I spent all day yesterday trying to find this damn music. I could have just started this map. Yeah, I forgot about the 2-hour time limit. Right, not sure what's in here. It still throws me not being able to hear my own voice through the headphones. I don't know if the webcam and stuff's in sync with my voice either without being able to hear it. It's kind of weird like that. Is this map devoid of enemies? Ah, I thought that didn't work. What does it do? Well, good luck finding it because we didn't know what was in the map in the first place. I'll probably just lock myself out wherever that goes. That's probably what the button does. Yeah, this music's much better for jibbing stuff than that boring ass theme we ended up with. This map's a little bit bland, I'll be honest with you. Like, it could be better. Let me just check my volume here. We're going to get an odd feedback here. Hang on. Ah, I better refresh the damn window to see my own shit. Assuming it's working. Says it is. Oh, that cleared the chat. It seems my voice is audible in that, doesn't it? To me at least. Well, if anyone doesn't like it, they could tell me, but... I don't think there's anything else in this map, I'll be honest with you. It looks quite, empty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to 0 star, considering we're going through them. It's tough, people can flip through. Let's try, Oh, there is actually enemies in here, but that seems to be it. If there's anything else, I doubt it's worth checking out. Well, I don't think we're supposed to be up here. Let's... Ew. Yeah, maybe don't do that. Oh, no DOS key. You know what? I'm going to fix that now. I don't think I've run anything old enough on here that it's really bothered about Oh yeah, you can do that to hide things, can't you? I don't know, it'll still report unless we output to null like that, but I'm not bothered. I don't mind seeing it. You know, there's no bloody welcome to DOS message written on this one, is there? I really should fix that at some point, but not right now. Usually says the name of the system or as a reference to like its awful theme music, which is usually bad 80s and 90s records. Oh, let's start getting killed again. Depressing music, depressing music, depressing music, it's depressing. Sounds like... Oh, it's one of them wall-aligned enemies. Which actually didn't seem to be in that overlooked hotel map I looked at yesterday, so... they must have been introduced somewhere between this and the final. I can't remember if they were there in Plasma Pack. That's what I was trying to remember the name of yesterday. Well, the jibs fly somewhat stupid. I have an aversion to those gargoyle wings after the weird things that started happening in the full version of the game after they just randomly appeared that time. Yeah, the trees kill the frame rate pretty good. Well, there's clearly the beginnings of the basics of a level here. This is... it could have been something, man. Could have been something once upon a time. Let's have a look what's going on up here. A gate that cannot be opened, but can be axed through. You know, I wouldn't want to shoot that over a long distance. Ah, shit, let's see if we can hit it with dynamite. People I used to play multiplayer with years ago, I was known for dynamite. I doubt it'd be anywhere near as good now. But it was my thing that I was known for. I was the dynamite man. If I managed to pick up dynamite, people used to get scared. Then again, the dude I used to play with, I used to get scared if, like, he got a Tommy gun, because he was fucking lethal with it somehow. Well, I don't think there's anything else in this level, is there? They seem to be getting more and more devoid of completion. Nothing spectacular, but neat to see the early beginnings. What could have been. Like, there's bits of it done. I wouldn't be surprised if this tile O is all temporary and they were going to change it. If the water might have been once submersible, there might even be part of the map underneath that we can't get to. There's a key for somewhere. Probably get in there. We can, but it goes nowhere. So this one's quite a mystery, because, like, most of it doesn't go anywhere like this, but... oh, hold on. Like, most of it doesn't quite connect, but you can see there's, like, different areas that are sort of only partly connected, but not by a path. I reckon this map was probably meant to be pretty sizable at some stage, but... I think we've exhausted everything that one has to offer, but... that was actually pretty neat to see, just because, like I say, I think they must have had grand plans for that once upon a time. It looks way more red on there. More starting levels with switches. Oh! Now that gives me a multiplayer vibe, what with them having switches there. This was obviously... like, whether this was a single player map, I don't know until I start going through it. But yeah, with these platforms that come down... like, maybe monsters are meant to be in there, but they all have a switch. I wouldn't be at all surprised to learn that this was, they were put there for multiplayer. We could go in map edit and see, because I think multiplayer starts are actually there. I don't think there's any netcode yet, though. I mean, we could try it, I suppose. Could get another machine out. Try serial link, probably most reliable, wouldn't it? But yeah, I don't see it working. It's... From what I understand, netcode in build is a little bit of a finicky thing to get right. Like, it's very easy to desync the game. But I know from dicking around with mods in, like, these things in, like, many, many years ago. Primarily Duke 3D, when I was still terrible at making things for it, and I'm still pretty bad at making things for it, but now I like to just have a laugh. You know, which I kind of always did, really. Yeah, if you're not careful with what you do and why you do it, you can cause some serious desyncs very, very quickly. Which is never good news. Oh! Oh! Wow! I wish I could do that on purpose. It would be useful. That launched me right up in the air. I might have to try and master that. I said master that, not masturbate. I can already do that. I'm already very, very good at that, actually. Practice makes perfect. Actually, we have jump boots if we hurry up back. Oh man, there's a whole maze. We can come down here later. Oh, the jump boots don't work. I've been ripped off. I think what we have to do is fire fast and... Whoa, jeez. Yeah, I think I can master this. Hang on. Whoa! Yeah, well, we've got a way of jumping up places. I mean, we could just no-clip it, I suppose, but... Where's the fun in doing that after all? There isn't any. Well, you know, maybe there is, after all. Alright, there's no door there yet. One of the most epic things I ever did in Blood was probably involving, like, jumping on explosions. I was co-oping it with a friend of mine years ago. And we got stuck in that fucking dam level. And I just unleashed the dynamite my way out of there. Yeah, you can see in here what I mean about the red being a bit overboard on that StarTech sometimes. It was a bit with the intensity. I think it's because they're different colour profiles and there's no conversion. I don't know if that's something we could do with OBS. I think we could. I think it has, like, some filtering. But there's probably no preset to convert, like, computer and studio RGB between each other. Well, there's one last bit. It's a sprite floor there, isn't it? Well, this doesn't appear to go anywhere. Not finding this level that interesting. It's, well then the abundance of sprite floors is pretty neat, and the levers are synchronised. The enemies are an annoyance. I wonder if there's a shut enemies off cheat. I could probably look, but... Oh, great, it turned more enemies on. That's what we need. Oh! I think that door just shut on me. That son of a bitch. Potions, huh? Wonder what those did. Well, we don't know, and I'm not really actually that bothered. I'm here to look at level design more than anything. We already kind of know the mechanics of this thing. Let's get back outside. Well, I've been here. Evidently. Not been in here, though. There's actually quite a bit here. Well, I think that's it for this level. It's kind of odd how much they vary, isn't it? Like, they're... I'm guessing they worked on, like, the levels simultaneously, like... Certain levels were to be built by certain people, and they just alternated back and forth. I don't know what happened there, why we had that black bar. Well, the music's ominous enough, so I mean, maybe there's something good was meant to be in here. It's like an attack of really angry canaries with that in the background. God, that is hyperactive racket, that is. More of it, no? I'll tell you what, I quite like the architecture. Like, it's square, but it's good looking square. Yeah, fuck you, ghost. Now that activates an elevator. Let's not do that yet. Skull Grill. Huh. This is reminding me of a plasma pack level, only it had that greenish grey stone texture all over the place. Oh man, that music's bad. It's too short. That's alright, the level's probably short. I just like dirt mark for the mud water stuff. Oh man, I want that music over with. Please don't be loads of level back here. Like, I know I usually want there to be more level, but that music's bad. It's really bad. Oh man. Sat in the same office, if not the same room. Yeah, I would imagine you'd think so, at least. But they would seem a bit odd to put them in different places. You'd hope they consulted one another, given there's supposed to be continuity. Although that doesn't necessarily, like, I wouldn't take it as a given. I don't think there's anything else in this level, and thank fuck for that. If I'd had to see that loop again, I think I would have shot myself. But yeah, there has been games where, like, the composer never saw the game, or the artist, like, never saw what the levels, like, he was actually drawing the art for. So I wouldn't rule it out entirely. Well, that was a lucky guess. How lovely. It's the... Oh no, it's barrels. I don't like the barrels. They crashed the machine yesterday. Well, right at the start of the level. Let's find out if they still will. If I can hit the fuckers. Oh, these not blow up. Apparently not. Oh, right, we're okay then. That's a bit different. Was there no slopes yet or something? Like, this version of the engine, this has to be like build 6 or 7. I would imagine it's version 7. Has slopes, I've seen them, but I wonder if this level maybe predates that. How long was Blood in development for? Was it in development before the build engine had slopes, I wonder? Well, you can see in Lame Duke there's not a single slope, and in Power Slave there's not a single slope. Which is like a quick way of finding out where they meddled with Derelict in Duke 3D. Vortex. Well, it doesn't go anywhere, so... Whatever was meant to be in here, it's not here yet. That weird no clip again. Ah, and that was me thinking those life essence. Well, that's an informative sprite. But there's nothing else in here. Oh, Let's see what else we've got in the lucky bag of random levels. Sinuses. So these have music defined and everything, so these must have been like candidate levels for the game, like ones that they'd put forward as, yeah, we want these ones. I'm still getting a plasma pack vibe from this. Was that teleport pad, perhaps? Well, maybe once it was, but it doesn't seem to do anything. More sprite floors. Yeah, odd, you don't really see sprite floors as much in the final game. Like, did I just see something respawn over there? I did. Those boots respawn. Huh. Yeah, it's like they got rid of a bunch of sprite floors, but then they had room over room, which looks worse in some cases and eats way more resources. It's like E-Duke has true room over room now. I never use it. I think I used it in like one level, and I'm like, good God, it just kills the frame rate. It's a pain in the arse to do. We'll just use sprite floors and mask wall tricks. I'm amazed how people don't figure that out. Like, it's something I'm quite proud of. Is I've built like arching bridges you can walk over and slanted walls and such, and people don't quite, like, they scratch their heads over how it works. It's quite funny. It's like, well, it's a feature that's been in the engine for a long time. You just rely on like parallax skies. You can draw like slanted walls and everything. You just can't really walk through them properly, so it is purely decorative. It was great because I built one in Community Build Project 9, I think it was, I'm not sure. It was basically the map that became one I released called Quantum Physics. Because I ended up leaving the Community Build Project, and somebody, because the Vartis is so damn close on the bridge, and people kept tampering with my stuff, and I'm like, look, you're gonna have to ask me if you need something changing. It's a very precarious setup. Like, if you don't know how it works, don't touch it, because you will bust it. Like, even I bust it, and I'm the one who built the damn thing. You know, so it's like, yeah, they messed with it, and in the end I left the project like, you know what, you can do this build project on your lonesome. I'm getting out of it before I lose my temper, because you keep busting my stuff. I can't make any progress on it because you keep busting it, so every time the map comes back to me, I'm spending my whole editing time fixing your blunders. And, you know, just like, yeah, I'm pulling my contribution out, you can finish the project on your own, have fun. And they ended up corrupting the map because they dragged the vertices together by accident on the bridge, because they're smaller than the... they're closer than the smallest grid size. And they'd obviously snapped it with the cursor at some point, and they'd ignored it, and they ended up corrupting the whole map and having to revert back a few revisions. I'm amazed anybody lets me on community projects, because I've historically been an asshole with them. Oh god, this level's just Tyler blandless, man. I'm not impressed by this one. But yeah, I've historically been an asshole to other people on the project with these things, you know. Somebody broke my shit in Build Project 8 as well, and so I left it in, but I couldn't really edit it anymore because I didn't have enough computer power, because somebody put true room over room in it, which I didn't want. I'm like, well, I'm happy to use an illusion to do that, and you couldn't see, like, where the floors met, so it was pointless. It's like, you just use a silent teleporter is all you need. But somebody thought they knew better how to design my bit of the level, and I was designing a sewer section. I'm like, well, what happens if you break the sewers in a big metropolitan city? Shit happens, that's what happens. So I tied random things in the level to spawns, and they just spawned the feces sprite at random coordinates in the, you know, wherever I dumped a spawn. I think it was still there in the last revision I saw, so yeah, it might have released that way. Yeah, nobody ever said anything, and somebody mentioned it in editing, but nothing got done about it, so yeah, it just stayed around. Wine bottle? Oh, cool. Caleb can drink in this version of the game, apparently. Maybe he was once meant to. Oh, that's the harpoon gun, isn't it? Where is that? That thing. It barely works. Well, I don't even think it damages anything in the game, but... Well, this music's not bad. I can deal with this. Yeah, eye's pretty derpy, but... That's not where I want it to be. Hold on. It's behind me, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, let me see if this works. Oh, you dumb cultist. Well, that's how we'll do that. Could just no-clip it, but as I said previously, what would be the fun in that? Or we could have just taken the stars. That would have been a viable option. But only noobs take the stars. I don't take the stars. I'm too pro to do that. I'm better than the stars. The stars can go fuck themselves. Right. Okay, let me... Oh no, it doesn't work! There we go. I'll tell you, man, the kickback on the explosions in this is absolutely nuts, but it's actually useful when you're just dicking around in Broussard mode. Still a long way from completion, this map, though. There's a lot of these tile rooms with nothing in them. Yeah. I think we've seen all there is to see. I don't think there's anything else in here. Well, we'll check back there, but no, that's where we started. Oh, what a bland level that was. Where are we up to? Map 02. Yeah, then we have to start looking at the list, because they've got funny names. As we know. I don't know what any of them mean. I think they're like Sanskrit or... Oh, yeah, nice start. Start the game dead again. Oh, those rats died to explosions. Why didn't those ones yesterday? I think once we get to the top of the stars, there's nothing, but... Could be wrong. Yeah, that cultist there. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what we can do? Let me have a look here. Hello, me! It's me again! Oh, this door doesn't... The door requires a key, but it closes after we go through it. Does it want that key? It... Okay, that's... So it locks us in, and we... I think I see what they were going for there. Like, the key's next to it, but I think what they must have been planning here was that you get locked in and then have to find the key to get out. I might have to borrow that idea. That's ingenious. I like that. Wow, that thing slows the game down. Where's my makeshift frame rate counter? God, that music's like making me feel drunk. There we go. Frame rate this way. Yeah, that kills it for some reason. I don't know why. Don't know what the lever did either. Oh, does that open it? I don't know what the hell's going on in here. This level doesn't make that much sense. Saw shit right there. Yeah, never actually seen Saw. It's evaded me somehow up to now. Oh no, we got dead-end corridors. It started so promisingly. I was like, oh man, actually looks like we've got quite a bit of level here. And no, we've got some corridors that go nowhere. Well, that's kind of nice, having mask wall though. I don't think any of this opens up, so it certainly looks more complete than a lot of them. We've even got these little fine details in the corners. I actually like this woodwork and this like wallpaper. I would quite happily put that in my house. Not in here, I don't think, so I think it'd be wasted in here, but doesn't go anywhere, does it? Doesn't seem that way. It's just a place for the rats to live. But the rats are stuck in there because there's a grate on it. I'm sure I know the guitar riff from somewhere. Well, there doesn't appear to be anything else in that level. So we're making progress, we're making progress. The maps are disappearing like it's going out of fashion. Ah, well, I know this level. If there was any point in looking in here, we already know what's in it. Just try and crash the game instead. Nah, it's not going to work, it's too resilient to it. I'll try and get over that. Well, lodging keys in your eye, at least I suppose you'd have an easy time finding the bloody thing. That was map 1, wasn't it? I think we're about done with the map whatever. Although I noticed from yesterday that there were some that I missed completely because they have these odd, like lettered additions to their name there. So I guess we can have a look at what's going on in... Hold on a second. DIR map 2 star. Oops. Which one's large? There's a map 2N. Map 2J is by far the largest, but that doesn't mean it's the most complete. It might just be that J was an inefficient mess. But they're definitely larger than the version we just walked around in. Well, let's Let's see what's in here. There might be something hiding in it. Probably not. They're probably all shading sectors, you know, there'll be no more geometry as such, it's all just new shading sectors. What are you shooting at, mate? Ah! Well, this has changed, and that little grate for the rats has gone. Good, good. They have eliminated the... God damn it, can't a guy just roll a cigarette? There we go. It's good. How many of these bastards are... fucking cultists. Anyway, as I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted by an army of Tommy guns, it seems they have at least eliminated the varmint problem since I was last here. Although it looks substantially worse. It looks substantially more complete. Wow. Okay, libraries. It's, well, you can't go wrong with having a library. If you've got a big house, you might as well put a library in it. Never actually read any of the books, because, I mean, everyone's got the internet now, right? You know, who the fuck reads books anymore? I actually don't mind reading books, it's alright, but... You know, it's mostly there just for when you have, like, your friends over and shit, like, yeah, I've got a library. You have not got a library, and even if your house is as big as mine, my library's bigger than your library, which means I look smarter than you. That's why you put a library in. At least that's what I reckon. That's why I would put one in. Oh, isn't being smart meant to be like some privilege now? Now, let me tell you something. It sure as shit ain't. I'm sure anyone will fucking vouch the same. It's shit. Like, I wish I was dumb as hell. My life would be so much easier now. Yeah, exactly. A library full of books no one ever read. That's what it's for. It's just there to look impressive. That's the point of it. Damn it, cultists, you cause frame drops, I don't... Well, this level's definitely come a long way... Oh no, one up there. This level's come on miles since. I don't think this is the... Yeah, CPU collectors. You have to wonder how many of them are out there, like, not being used. I mean, I've got a fair few that I'm not using, but I will at least pass a lot of them on when I can. But yeah, I don't get the whole collecting some things just to never use them. That's always puzzled me. That it seems a bit pointless. It's like people have like a car they want their whole life, and then they get the car and they never drive it. They put it in a garage, they'll take it out once a year when it's sunny. It just sits there rotting the rest of the year. Which in the case of cars is a really bad idea, because engines don't work that well if you don't run them. All the oil runs to one side, as far as I know, and you end up getting like scores in the cylinders from where the piston ring's been resting against it. At least to my knowledge. Long time since I've fiddled with engines, so you know, my knowledge is probably a little bit out of date or something by now. Being smart is a curse. You realise how crap the world... Yeah, exactly! That's the point I'm making. Yeah, but that's the thing. It is a display of wealth. It's like, I'm rich, I've got a big house, and I'm cleverer than this other rich guy who's got a big house, because my library's... I've got more library than he has. I mean, you've got to show off a bit, man. If you're going to buy, like, a massive mansion like this place, Well, that broke something. That'll teach you to have priceless ornaments. Oh, that's where all them cultists were. You know, that locked door room seems to have disappeared. It doesn't seem to be in this version of the level. But this appears to be where the exit would be. Have I been in this part? Yeah, rich people do weird things though, like, it's the conclusion I've come to, like, I think you're just supposed to if you're rich. Or at least you can get away with it. Then again, I guess you can get away with it being poor anyway. Okay, now this is like just the old version of the level again. The door starts out locked and closed this time. You know, I mean, look at some of that weird shit these Hollywood people do and get away with it. I don't think you'd get away with that, like, otherwise. I don't know who any of them are. I can't remember names of celebrities because I don't really give a fuck about them. But, yeah, you hear stories of just odd things that they do sometimes. Have I already been here? I think I've already... I have. Well, that was kind of neat. There's certainly way more to that level than there first appears to be, especially given that I think the really incomplete one is the one that's defined to run if you just start the game and play through it. But I don't know what that was about. What else do we have? Pardon me. So we tried that. There's a map 5J. Which is definitely larger than just map 05. And I think if I got rich, I'd probably, like, rather than have a library, I'd install, like, a PDP-11 or something. I think I'd have way more fun with it. I'd have to learn how to operate the damn thing, but I'm sure I'd figure it out eventually. Yeah, get a PDP-11, learn how to use it, and then make some III style CGI with the damn thing. Now this level's way bigger, yet I can't see anything new in here. Is it all hidden off somewhere else, perhaps? There has to be a reason that that file size is larger. I'm not having that. I'm going in map edit. Oh, don't you have to type .map for map edit? Was it? Did I forget the J? The hell level is this? I don't know what level this is. Ah, but I can make an educated guess, I think. No? I would guess this was labelled as newboard.map in the folder, just by the fact it started with the editor, but I don't recognise it. The, I don't know, this is 5J, is it? Really? How is this map 5J? It looks nothing like the... Does that area still exist? Oh my god, this place is huge! Ah, I didn't load a mouse driver. Hold on. Huh. Is that starting area? That looks like the starting area. That is the starting... Ah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I definitely forgot to type the J, didn't I? Oh, I've seen this bit somewhere else in one of the other maps. Just this one bit here. Which adds further weight to my thoughts that the levels were built... Some of them were built in segments, like in separate files, and then just copied together at the end. It definitely does look that way. Is that a sprite floor? No, it wasn't. It was just me misinterpreting this skybox texture, which was all over the place in the one where there was just that water ramp. It's a sprite floor there, though. Let me go in free mode and have a scout up there. Yeah, I remember that being there, and then there was just these passages and they led nowhere. So that is a more complete version of another map that I've been in. And I can't get in there for some reason. I'm guessing blocking must be turned on. Seems that way. Another blocking flag. Which I can't... Hold on. Blocking... Huh? Oh man, map edit was broken, man. Map edit was broken. I've been spoiled by Mapster. Well, I mean, this place is massive, but it's ugly as fucking sin. You think they might try for some texture variety or something? I still think they probably textured this stuff later, from the amount of levels I've seen where it's just the same texture all the way through. I think there's... Yeah, there is something behind that. Why can't I walk through walls? I'm sure you could walk through red walls by default. It's an ugly level. It really is. Like, it's big and some of the architecture's kind of alright, but I'm actually glad this one was axed. Like, this is just puke ugly, and they still have this texture in here. They definitely didn't give a shit about texturing until later on. Like, it was clearly get the geometry done, texture it later, but fuck me, this level's ugly. This is really ugly. I think they made the right choice not keeping this one. Actually, didn't at least a part of this one make it into the plasma pack? I mean, the plasma pack was butt ugly anyway. I hated it, so... Well, there's nothing lost there. We might as well have a look at the rest of these map whatever letters in the editor. Save some time. I mean, there's not that many of them. We've got 11J, 12T, 12B. But once I go back to the other stuff, I'll... Oh no, that's nice. Good use of lighting effects there. And what have we got going on here? Where do we get in there again? There we go. Well, that's kind of neat. Yeah, I'm not sure on the X system. I don't think it modifies the engine. I think it's all game size. Yeah, it is like quite intriguing, but then Duke 3D had loads as well. It seems to be the done thing. And there's loads for Duke 3D that have never been seen, like, by all but a few people, I would guess. I wish they'd released those damn prototypes, but I still don't believe there was ever any intention to do it. Like, I don't think the people who went through them were aware of it, but I honestly think Interceptor just said it to distract from them fucking up with Bombshell. I really am. Like, people were complaining and all of a sudden that showed up. I was like, yeah, I'm not sure this will ever happen. Probably just a distraction. Wow, this water slide goes on forever. It's not a goddamn amusement park. Might want to clean the water up though. I don't think people will be too happy about being boated around in that stuff. See, it's giving me a Dark Forces vibe here again, like, a little bit. Just a little. Sort of the basics are there. It's like Dark Forces in the 1920s. Back at the start. It's another ugly level. That one I think has potential. Look how much of that they build. Oh man, what a waste. What an absolute waste of somebody's hard work. Did the designer? No, the designer didn't sign it. That's a shame. They had a bit of texture variety, and this could have been so decent, man. This could have been a good level. Wow, that's a huge drop. Also said. It also takes so much time and would assume money to make so many levels in the first place. Got to the point that actually creating the levels in the editor was quicker and simpler for the designers than drawing plans on paper. It could have been. It's very easy to use build, like, at least I find so. Like, it's a steep learning curve, but once you get it down, you can make things very quickly with it. Like, I haven't used it for a while, but I'm sure even I, as, like, mediocre as hell, really, could probably make something passable. See, it's this little upright panel here again. It's this. Gives me a real Dark Forces. But hang on a minute. This is... Well, I was spot on, wasn't I? Because this is the level I was in yesterday where I was saying, this reminds me of Dark Forces. And yeah, here we are. This is the bit where I was saying it. So this is a more complete version of that map. In places, though, I see a little bit of the latter half of Episode 3, like of, you know, blood in this. Like this, retexture it a bit, this would fit right in Episode 3. Oh man, I'd quite like to see this polished up and finished, man. Oh well, it'll never happen because I'm not doing it. I can't be bothered. I've got, like, better things to do with my time, but it's kind of nice to see they made progress on it, if nothing else. And that wall there is blocking me from continuing. I'm guessing it was meant to kill the player down here. Yep, there's nothing back there. I'm guessing it's meant to look like it just continues on or something, which is actually unusual. To invisible wall, something like that in blood. Lot of level there for something that didn't make it. Map 12T. Yep, there's less of it, and again, it's like a different area to just map 12. In fact, this might be from an entirely different level. I mean, there's this looks like the one that was playing that Arab-sounding music, actually. It is. It doesn't look like they got much further. This one, I still get this vibe like some pretty big ambition with this was, like, probably there at one point, but nothing ever came of it. It doesn't look like there's really anything more than this room been added since. And I might have just missed it in the other version. That's 12B. What's in here? Well, this looks like a part of that level. It's these non-sloped archways again. It does really make me wonder whether if this was built when there was no slopes, but then you'd think it'd be old enough the textures didn't map. I'm sure there's some maps in here that are so old that they go back to the game having a different texture set. I don't remember what they were, but I'm sure we'll run into them at some point. Well, 29 and 30 are still in there. I guess I didn't move those to the other folder. That goddamn autosave, man. I think I can disable it, but I can't be bothered. I'm not going to be in the editor that long. So again, it's like they've done a fair bit here, but yeah, this one's not as. Hang on a minute, isn't this with that? Is there that torture chamber around here? This is that plasma pack one that has like the massive combo switch at the end, isn't it? At least that area looked like it. And that's when they'd added those plant flinging napalm things back in, which is probably what they nerfed the napalm launcher for. Yes, it's definitely reminding me of that map. I think that's what it is. And the big combo puzzle was back here somewhere. It just looks like multiple keys in this version. Oh god. No, it looks like they have the big combo puzzle. That's absolutely glorious, that. I hated this map. I absolutely despised it. It always looked like it should be part of the Catacombs map. In fact, it's quite similar in a lot of ways when you think about it. Well, this map is ancient, and, well, we know what became of it. Well, I never liked it. Never liked this one. It was a horrid map to play, the final version of it. Yep, this is that chamber I was on about. Right here. Oh, God. Oh, custom lever, that's nice. Sector-based levers. Well, those are good to see. You don't see them too often. That 20J and that 24TH. Oh, there's more of this one as well. Why is that blue? Why have they palletised that? I don't know why that would be. I mean, it doesn't make sense. What would be illuminating it? I mean, there's an opening there, but I'm really not sure I follow what they were doing here. Those are blue as well, and they weren't in that other version, so why are they blue here? It doesn't make sense. Strange, maybe they were marking them as they were meant for something. I mean, in Duke it was common practice to palletise sector effectors, or something, like by some people. I never do it, I just sort of try to remember them, which isn't necessarily a good idea. But some people add pallets to them depending on what they do. Oh, is this an earlier version of that, like, it's in the final game, like, the level starts through there and that way, with the chanting and stuff? It looks like it, doesn't it? The texture choices are rather strange. This actually looks older than the version of this I looked at yesterday. Yeah, very strange texture choices. This looks far more amateurish. In fact, it's a little bit disorientating because that tiling on it is huge. It's not aligned properly in a lot of places. Seems again they just left whatever texture was there and were like, just get the geometry and it doesn't matter. We'll fix it later. Which, you know, I can understand. It's always shading and enemy placement I leave until last, which isn't necessarily a good idea. Some shading you're best doing while you're in the design process, or you'll just make life harder for yourself. Oh, the courtyard's already there. I can go and have a look in there. Wow, that's loads different. I remember there being screenshots of this, but never this version. Bloody hell. Yeah, this is a really old version of this map. But yeah, this made it all the way to the final. In one form or another. Those are test maps, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Mirrors have to be the same size sector on both sides. Or at least, if the mirror you're stood here, that has to be the size of everything the mirror will be able to reflect from where the player can stand. That's build logic for you. Has some strange logic, does some strange things when left to its own devices. Which one? That one. That's the Pentium 66. And the Athlon's underneath it. Unless you're on about that one, it's some Pentium 4, someone I know up the street threw out. Like, it's not really very good, but it was free and it's useful, so it sticks around. It sort of fills a gap in. It does it poorly, but it does it well enough. VABLD 1. I don't know what this is. Let me add that to my thing here. 1 I have no idea what this map is. Absolutely none. It could be complete trash, or it could be gold. I'm going with it being trash. Yep, start the game dead again. Oh, bloody hell, they're up there as well. Alright, I get the idea. You want to shoot me. You're destroying my frame rate. Stop it. Wow, what the... Oh, there's bats in the sky again, I see. I remember this map, but I remember the wall's been more a goldy colour. Oh, the P4, like 2.8 gigahertz, so I'm not sure what version of the chip it is, I can't remember. It doesn't have hyper-threading. Oh, not the delirium shrooms, come off it then. Now this feels like an ending of the game kind of level, this. Like, this is seriously not messing about, this level. How many cultists do they need? Wipe out the entire cult at this rate. I don't think that tree sprite's in the final game. Well, I don't know what that meant to be there. I'm guessing they've put sprites there to mark something that doesn't exist yet. Or the texture for it changed. Which is possible, because I mean... clearly, at least the sky texture changed here, because that is not a valid parallax sky texture at all. Actually, I'm going with... the texture must have changed somewhere. I liked this texture. I don't know why they didn't keep that in the final game. Probably just not used anywhere. Yeah, it probably is a... See, if I had to guess, I would say Northwood. I can't remember. Find a bloody model of the thing if they bother printing it on there. I think it's rubbed off over the years, because all there is 741 UK. That's all it says. It runs quite hot. Like, if you move the mouse around for a while, the fan will start spinning up. Like full pelt, and it's quite loud. But unfortunately it smells like a high school when it gets warm, which is like just brilliant. But then again, my house reeks like everybody else's house on the terrace already, so it's not that much of a problem anymore. I got like the monitor and keyboard with it and everything actually. And it has a really odd feature which I can't demonstrate because that little mini monitor's in the way, but there's like a lid that lifts up with a little spindle thing for storing CDs according to the diagram, which I guess you'd put the system recovery disc in there or something to keep it handy, but I've never seen that anywhere else. I suppose it's akin to me stuffing the manuals in the bottom of the case, so I would imagine. It's like a similar train of thought. Oh, I don't think there's anything else in this level. That's a shame. I actually quite like this level. The textures are a bit broken and everything, but I actually quite like it in the... Oh, there's areas... Oh no, I've been here I think and I've missed that somehow. Requires a key, we'll see about that. Oh right, there's me thinking I'm going to find something great behind the door. And it's just an empty bloody one sector room. That's just lovely, that is. Yep. Whatever that did no longer works, because I'm guessing that is not a switch texture now. That's like a bell now. That's... Well, we'll probably never know what it did. Probably nothing amazing. No, well, there was no discs in there. They'd left one in the CD drive when I got it, but I can't remember what it was. It was some crap, like album or something. Hard drive's full of ballads, though. I'm not going to complain about that. They're not very good ballads, but it's like, well, it's the thought that counts. Got to have the power of ballad. Which intrigues me, how... When you think about the genre itself is power ballads, and there have been various compilations released over the years. The Power of Love, which ironically that compilation doesn't have that song on it. I know because that was the first tape I owned. I probably shouldn't admit to that. There was you know, the Power of Rock, Power of Pop, Power of bloody everything, and there's not a single compilation called The Power of Ballad out there. It makes no sense, it's just asking for it. Oh, not mobile Pentium 4s. I think I've said before about making fun of like that dude where I used to work, like bought one of the fucking things. I just had like that Zenith 286. It just kicked his ass at everything because everything was text mode. I'll be back in a moment. I haven't got anything to leave running while I'm away, so you'll just have to stare at the cold, dark expanse of MS-DOS. This door opens a stupid way. The fun of getting back to my chair. Right, let's fix that problem. A desktop Pentium. Well, yeah, Dell likes setting fire to things though. I mean, that M1210 I had, the GeForce version, the heat pipe didn't even touch the GPU. Let's see what else do we got. Mobile P4 wasn't... Well, that's... I suppose that's a valid enough reason, but I mean, was the Mobile Athlon out yet? That might have been a better option. What else do we got? VAB 9601. Actually looks like a date code. You know what, I'm going to change that to at that. Oh, this one has music defined. So I'd say the maps have their... You know what, I've got to test it. Will the barrels kill the game? No, they make stone sounds. There'll be a barrel somewhere that'll crash the game. Not that one, though. Well, the later P4s, it might have been alright, but... I mean, it'd probably been faster than that overblown Celeron thing that XPSI had in it, which they claimed there was a gaming laptop, but it had, like, Intel GMA graphics. I'm like, what games do you want to play? FreeCell? Wow, that knocked that pot flying. Well, you gotta... The general public are normally idiots, so 4 is a bigger number than 3, and therefore they'll buy that one. I mean, AMD knew that, that's why they released the Athlon 4. I'm not sure it was the, like, 4th version of it or not, they just decided, yeah, it's the Athlon 4 now. Because Intel's got the Pentium 4, so we need that, and... You know, we had a K6-3, so logically we should have an Athlon 4. It just makes sense. Oh, this place looks wonderful. Wow! Wasn't the... It's not that impressive. Oh, man. Oh, nice. The level leads us to a point where we can't get back. Yeah, a return to PR ratings, because we really needed that to happen. You know, that was brilliant enough with the K5 and the bloody Cyrix chips, wasn't it? And it wasn't even accurate. You know, I swear that crush bit is optional. I'm going to look in the goddamn level editor when I'm done with this. Because I swear some sadistic prat went through and turned everything on to crush the player. Where else can we go from here? I don't think there's... Well, that is not a very pretty slope to look at. They should have just done a wall texture for that. I don't think there's anything else in here. Screw that, I'm going in map edit. I want to have a look at that. Oh, don't do that. I want to have a look at that crush bit in the editor. Might as well while I'm here. Or create like a new sector, and we'll see. I can't remember the type numbers, but I'm going to create a new sector and see if that bit's on. But first we'll have a look at this. Alt F5, isn't it? It should be crush. It might not be an option in this. Yeah, I mean it just says Z motion, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It's not set to a Z motion crusher, which isn't a thing in the final game. Warp, teleport. Do they have stacks yet, I wonder? No, no upper stack, no lower stack, so there is no floor over floor of any kind. 100. Well, that was the fast thing put in the game, I would imagine, because 100 are reserved by the system. When you press F10, you get the fast free resource. Wow, this map only uses like 3 channels, unless it's using up system channels. There might not have been 100 reserved at that time. But it doesn't seem like there's a crush bit to set. I could have sworn there was. Well, I'd have to check in the final version of the game, see if that was actually there and it's just not in yet, but... Been a long time since I used this version of the build editor. Like, this map edit weirdness. Okay, we were 9601. So, Vab to Oops. Apparently my reading comprehension isn't very good. I'll tell you something I've never played with, which seems like a really odd processor that kept cropping up at that time, was the, well, that was productive, was the, cruiser. Never used a transmitter cruiser that I can recall. I remember seeing laptops with them in, but, yeah, I don't think I've ever actually used one. If I have, I've forgotten. Yeah, those things, from what I've read, are just a bit odd. Like, weren't they like running a translator internally or something? They just weren't very fast. I don't really know. Just gonna... cigarette and a drink of water before I take that level on again. That looks like a hectic as hell start. Still, it's good to know the game was stable already. It's no worse than the release. I'm sort of weary of just firing the napalm, because something blew up last time, and I'm like, there must be barrels in here. I'm going to develop this irrational fear of barrels. We have a cross, and it's not inverted, I'm surprised, but the transparent mask walls never fail to fuck up the frame rate. I wonder what the eye at the top of the screen means. Yeah, so they were an internal translator then. I don't know, they seem like such an oddball thing. I've often dabbled with the thought of trying to get my hands on one, but I can't think of any legitimate use for it, and therefore can't really bring myself to go after one. I think Time used them for a while, but I think that was late on in them being around, because Time did everything on the cheap. And weren't as bad as everybody made out, really. Most of the time. Oh, god damn it. I don't know how to... Ah, there's a bloody door here, that might do it. Well, maybe not. And this level does not run well on here. It runs bad. Oh no! 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 Not the barrels! Well, we survived. I'm sure, like, I heard a heartbeat sound for a second then. I don't know if that was the game or me. Yeah, I've never heard of a desktop having one. I would not be surprised though if there was, if it turned out there was a PC 104 module with one on. Like, I've not heard of one, but I wouldn't be surprised if I learnt that there was. I'm kind of liking this level. I can sort of see why they'd cut it, but I kind of like it. from what I heard, I'm not sure I'd take that. You know, I might want to take that statement with a grain of salt. It probably depends what you were doing, I suppose. I think it came to that age-old thing of people tried running games on it and it didn't do that very well. But it's not really what it was meant for, I wouldn't think. I mean, they'd have been pretty suicidal trying to sell it for that. Gill beasts are no threat in this build of the game, which is good because I hate gill beasts. We've got carved corners, man. We've got more of this water mist going on. Alright, this level's actually quite in-depth, like there's quite a lot here. There's another switch with no apparent function. There's a lot of those. We already went this way, didn't we? Well, I don't think we're supposed to go down there. Yeah, I can't help but think it probably was on the optimistic side. Yeah, there's some oddball stuff out there. I still want to know more about that bloody wind bond. Was it W29K or something? I think it was. I can't remember. But it was meant to be like a RISC processor that plugged into 486 boards. And I don't think they ever built it, but it was a plan like a long time ago. And I've only ever found like one mention of it. And I found like abstract mentions of Winbond apparently presenting the idea. Yeah, the K5 translates as well. As does the next gen, really. All modern x86 processors are RISC internally. I think that the term's like meant to be RISC-86 or something they say for it. I don't want to be in these sewers anymore. There was like more level up there. I want to go and see what was going on. I think I might be trapped down here. No, this is revenge for screwing with that community build project, isn't it? I just know it. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, this level's pretty big. Bloody spiders. This level's big and has texture variety in it. It's a refreshing change, but it's a welcome one. Well, that was frame rate murdery. I like this level. This would not feel too out of place in the plasma pack, and I don't like the plasma pack, but I guess that was meant to be the exit. Like, I don't like the plasma pack at all, but this level wouldn't have felt out of place in it. Like, a lot of this is nearly done. Actually, this room here looks like that huge level towards the end of episode 1. I'm sorry I don't remember the level names for anything in this game. But it definitely resembles it, but only in there. No, that was anything else. This is where I came in from. So, let's have a look if there's anything in this side. Doubt it, but okay, that leads me back there. This is all interconnected as well. Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was like a a low power thing, the Crusoe. It's from that time when people started actually thinking about how much electricity things used. Which in part is probably down to the colossal amount of electricity things started using at that point. You know, I doubt the K7 and the P4 are going to go down in history as the most energy efficient devices ever devised by mankind. Everything leads back to this room. I can see why that room was, like, quite well done. I like this level, man. I'd quite happily live in this level. It's alright. Just bust their ornaments. And we'll see what else is going on. I'd imagine Vabber 1. But yeah, I can't say I know anyone who ever owned a Crusoe. Yeah, my Athlon 64X2, that thing just pissed power away. Like, it ran very hot and didn't do a lot for the power it was using either. I was very, very disappointed with that processor, and I still am. Oddly, the 754 version, like the single core crappy little 3200, I bought one as a bundle from Maplin in a going out of stock sale years ago, just as a, that can stand in until I get something better to do whatever I was doing with it. I don't remember what. And that thing was reliable as hell. I've still got it somewhere, and it doesn't give up, and it actually isn't even that slow. Like, well, yeah, this thing's a pretty good seller on alternative. Maybe I should have got one of those. But alas no, I got this useless 64X2 on socket 939 or whatever, and it was horrible. You can tell I'm surrounded by barrels here. There's another level that looks almost like it's coming up to completion though. It's a bit cramped, but it's not bad. Could easily fix that with like a couple of days of work. Yeah, this room's where the frame rate goes to die, apparently. For less than Crusoes or Athlons. I'm guessing Crusoes. I still haven't got my hands on an MP6 yet. I don't think I'm going to bother because I don't have a Super 7 board now. Yeah, that's what I mean. It was surprisingly good, that Athlon 64, and I still dig it out every once in a while. When I need a kind of, you know, a temporary Windows XP machine to fuck about with things on. Or a machine that I want to test things that might be destructive. I break it out then. And it's like, well, yeah, this thing's still pretty good. I've never really been let down by it. It was a real surprise. I can't get through this door. It's not letting me in. There's something on the other side of it, but I don't think I can get in there. I'm guessing it's a white wall door. We may be able to get around it some other way, but I'm not sure. In fact, I think we've already been up there. It looks as though we've already been up there. It connects from... oh, there's cultists up there. It connects from this platform over... oh man, this is confusing. Not from that one, but from that one. That goes nowhere, doesn't it? Yep, that doesn't go anywhere. That door does, though. Yeah, like I say, especially the X2, that thing was a total space heater, and that's all it was bloody good for anyway. I had absolutely no luck with that thing. Rendered one video in its lifetime, really, or of anything meaningful. It rendered plenty of little things, but it was a really odd thing, because I thought there was something wrong with my software as well. Because every video that it rendered out had like an invalid like duration, like when you open it in any media player, even VLC, and like VLC will play bloody anything, and it will play them mostly, but you can't seek because it will just, the video won't play, it will just freeze where it is. The application won't crash, but the video won't play any farther, and the duration of the video is wrong. And everything it rendered came out like that. And I tried reinstalling operating systems, using different software, using different hardware, and every single time it rendered, it came out that way for whatever reason. Never really figured it out. Okay, that's that area. Where them doors go, so we have been there. Have we been out here? Yes, we have. That's probably where we came in from, I think. I think we've seen everything this level has to offer. These VAB levels are a long way, like, into being built. Oh, I just have to. I just have to do this, just to see what happens. Will it kill the machine? Apparently not. Yeah, whereas for me, it's only ever been out with that Athlon 64, except things that were, like, corrupted for legitimate reasons. So, yeah, never knew why it did it. It was just a thing that it did. Everything it rendered came out that way. Triggers. Oh, this is wonderful. I hope there's no social justice warriors in here, because they're not going to enjoy this one. This is obviously an effects test map. Right, what are we triggering? Well, key doors, I'm guessing. Whatever sets that off, I haven't found it yet. Shouldn't be any monsters in here, but... You know, this is going to be that the effects test maps are going to be more complete than anything else in the game or something. Probably not. No, it's an old map. It goes... Well, the game got triggered. So I guess we're not doing that. TMAP, I'm guessing, are test maps, but maybe not. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3. Somewhere around there. These test maps are going to suck. I just know it. I've half a mind to skip them, but... Oh, what? It even has music defined. That's... Oh, it has the fog. I don't know if they're just paletting the floor, but I think I said, didn't I? The game was meant to have, like, palettes and tints at one point, and it just never happened. Like, you can still do it in the map editor with... This is that map before the ultimate human body level, isn't it? Oh, wait. Can't push statues yet. You can make them live, though. You get them out of the way, that'll work. Oh, that secret's still there. Can't get up there, though. Unless we do that. Does it go anywhere? Nope, whatever they had planned for that wasn't done yet, and they ended up being nothing there. I can see stuff out that... Well, this is different. Yeah, like I'm walking on that sprite bridge. Where would it even go? What does that do? This isn't an old map, I'm guessing. It doesn't work, and it doesn't look like there's anything over there. Yep, it doesn't make me want to run through the game again, because things always get broken when I do that. And I'm just like, no, I've had enough. I've broken enough machines on it. I'm not breaking another one. Well, that jump was... There's all these little nooks and crannies here. Yep. Yeah. Get in the... There we go. Yeah, I voted against playing the game like the release version ever again many, many years ago. It's a shame, but I can't trust it because I don't know whether it's coincidence or what, but I figured just not to tempt fate. Now this K5, yeah, it might do if I crank it down to like barely running, like to like puny resolutions, but no way, not doing it. Always end up with broken hard drives at the end. So I don't know what they did, but nothing good. Yeah, nobody else seems to have broken anything like that I've spoken to, so it seems to be just me for some reason. Like I say, I imagine it is just bad luck. But now this is one of those levels I swear is in Cryptic Passage, which is meant to be a third-party expansion, but I swear this area or something very like it is in Cryptic Passage. I'm sure it is. So yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the way I play it. Maybe it upsets the game somehow. Who knows? But those vertices are too close together. Well, it's the nice beginnings of a castle here, but there's not really a lot going on yet. I think maybe that's where all we need is medieval stuff going on, isn't it? It's obligatory. Random curtain, I'm guessing the texture changed. Random elevators. But, oh god damn it. How did I miss that when I was here last time? Doesn't... Oh man, this is just giving me a headache with all these broken textures. Well, most of it's not too bad, but you've got these sprites rattling around that don't fit anywhere. Yeah, no, nobody else ever breaks anything. It seems to be a problem that is there solely reserved for when I play it. And the thing is, like, I even have it on video, obviously. Like I said, I wanted to compile, and I will someday, all of the odd things that happened when I played it for this channel. Because it just goes absolutely balmy. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Damn it. Oh well, I have to wait for it to load. I don't think we can... Oh, we can break. Excellent. I mean, logically, it'd just be VAB. TMAP 4, but I don't know, it might not exist. I'll have to kill the stream in about 20 minutes so I don't run over that 2-hour archiving limit that YouTube has. This looks like that map I was on about from the end of episode 1. Like there was a fire there, lots of zombies. Yep, that's definitely this map. Never had any problems running the alpha. Don't know why, it's far more reliable for whatever reason. Yeah, this map has not changed much at all, at least up to now. Well, I'm guessing not, because it cut the beginning off of the stream I did yesterday, so... You know, it sort of suggests to me that there must be a 2-hour limit. Oh, what does that do? Oh, there's a crushing hazard, was there? I can see why they took that out, because it looks crap. What does this do? Nobody knows what it does. Man. What a peculiar place. Oh, it doesn't have that car ride anymore, does it? Oh. Oh no. There's nothing back there. This map is mostly the same. It's like even the same textures now, isn't it? Your crushing hazard's rubbish. It doesn't work. Oh wow, there really is nothing else in here yet. Well, what does that do? What's even going on down here? Well, that's a long way from done, but not that much different. Yeah, it probably depends on what kind of channel you're running. If I sold out to a network or something, maybe I'd get longer. But I don't plan on selling out to a network. Indeed, it is the Blood Alpha. With alpha goodness, like switches that don't work. And doors that lead nowhere. And water that's not submersible. I think this level doesn't have a lot in it. It's just the impression I'm getting at first glance. Well, I think we've exhausted this map. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't started cutting features out for people who don't partner, to be honest. I would hope I could sort of get away with things to an extent by making the argument that, well, the main channel's an educational channel. It's an argument I've put forward in the past that's sort of worked up to now. It's not technically untrue, but I don't know how far it would carry that. If they start nerfing features off of me, I don't think it's going to make a difference, because that's just going to be a system-wide thing that can't really do anything about. It's them blue pallets again. Did the pallets for the game change, perhaps? Because it doesn't make sense to do that. I mean, it might be a change this texture, but you'd think it'd be faster just to come through and change the goddamn texture, unless what they wanted to put there wasn't there yet. Well, again, there's not a lot going on in this map, but... Hold on a minute. You know what this actually sort of resembles? And I'm not saying that it is, but it has a slight resemblance to it. Is the first boss map. Only with bits at the back here. I don't... Too much interest in, really. Somebody rates a good point, like, if I actually cared about hits, like, I would have done pretty decently by now. Like, running things the way I am has actually gotten me probably farther than it would have done if I had partnered and sold out to a network. Ah, this is another map from the end of episode 4 of the game, this. Yeah, there's like a spider here, isn't there, in there? I wonder if the start of it's in yet. No, it isn't. The bit with the gargoyle doesn't exist yet. Now the door needs levers, of course. But who knows? Yeah, I'm not going to go running to networks and partnerships anytime soon. Although, for all anybody knows, I might actually be running a 4th channel somewhere that has completely different operating principles to any of the ones anybody knows about. Possibly. I'm not saying that is a thing, but it could be. And if it did, nobody would have found it as yet. Ah! Reconnect, you piece of junk! But I'm not actually going to look at it. I'm just going to say, you know, it's black and stuff. You should totally get one, because I got one. There's my hands. This is just my hands for like 5 minutes. So this is my Sega Genesis. So what the hell? Like, people actually watch this? Really? Okay. I don't like bashing on other channels, I gotta be honest, but I don't think that one's around anymore. I think it's safe to bash on. I mean, to each their own. I'm not going to criticise people for watching it. If that's what they want to do, then fine. You know, the guy's found a market, he's cashed in on it. That's what you do. Which is why Slytherin is better than Gryffindor, because Draco Malfoy sells Potter Stinks merchandise. He found a market and he sold to it. The goddamn, like, Gryffindors didn't sell shit. The Slytherins are a better house at Hogwarts. Because they're capitalists. I don't know, I don't even know what the hell accent I was going for with that. It was just what came out. I'm not good with accents. I can do several, but I can do them very badly. And that's not usually why I go for, like, trying to do hick speak. It's usually much slower. T-Layer, what else do we got? Timer out when I go in there. TGM Fag. I don't know. No idea. Never been. Overdub a classic game room video. I don't know, man. It's sort of asking for trouble, isn't it? Could probably pass it off as a parody. It's a protected art form, I suppose. I've done it before, haven't I? Thing is, I've only done it with things like LGR, and that guy, I think, actually has a sense of humour. Like, there's this common thing that people think I hate lazy game reviews or something. I've just let sort of happen. I'm like, well, if that's what people want to walk around thinking. But I actually don't. Like, do I like the guy? Not really. He doesn't seem like somebody I'd get along with. Like, I think I probably would not get along with the bloke in real life. I'd probably end up yelling at him or something, but I don't actually dislike the guy that much. Like, it's just a dude on the internet. That's about it. But yeah, classic game room. Yeah, maybe I could take the mick out of it someday. Maybe. This room's pretty big. But yeah, I don't think my overdub would work, because, like, apparently my ambiguous, I don't know where I'm going with this statement thing just comes out as sort of off-hick speak. Well, I don't know, you see, I wouldn't start criticising the guy for that, because I've spent, like, nearly an hour talking about some really pointless things before now. Test.map, that's bound to be good, that, isn't it? I'm sure there'll be wonderful things working in this one. Yeah, wow. What a lovely map this is. FX volume. It doesn't do anything. Options. Well, I guess. I mean, I don't watch the guy, but, you know, people will tell me everything the dude does, like, all the time for some reason. I'm like, I don't know why you got to tell me this. It's like, well, you like computers, he likes computers, you do the same thing, you like the same. It's like, nah, me and the guy are like not the same at all. Very different people with very different ideas and approaches. These numbered test maps are all the same. Oh, come on, I don't want my stream to run to a close. I tell you what I could do, because I mean I've probably got another 45 minutes in me. I could end the stream like now, and I could just start another one for like half an hour or something, because I want to go a bit longer with this. And I think I can. I think, well, yeah, that's my approach. The more, the better, I guess. It makes it more accessible. It's like that nostalgia nerd dude. You know, I don't watch his stuff, but he seems like a good guy, and I actually, whilst I don't watch it, like his stuff. But yeah, Computer Caveman. I've seen him. He actually looks quite decent. I've been weighing up whether to subscribe to his channel or not for a while now, but. Yeah, as I was saying, like that, the nostalgia nerd dude, you know, I'm like, I don't have much interest in his videos, but I actually really like what he's doing, because it makes it way more accessible. Like, the stuff I do is kind of a middle ground. It's not really that technical in the grand scheme of things compared to some things I've seen, you know, where people will speak about individual processor registers and stuff. It's a bit beyond my abilities, really, but... You know, I try not to go there because I'm not. It's beyond my knowledge. Whereas he's sort of doing shorter videos that simplify things, and I actually really like that, because it's probably better for people who aren't as far into the hobby, but it leads them on to the more advanced stuff. You know, it's going for a different demographic to what I would be targeting, I suppose. Which is cool, because, you know, some people are probably going to get really into it from there, and then they'll come looking for more things. Unfortunately, as of late, I've watched hardly anything, because I just haven't had the time. And of course, now I've got time, I'm screwing around with this instead. What can I start? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the more technical you get, the more niche it's going to be. So I'm sort of just, like, I'm not simple, but I'm not super technical. I'm sort of in the middle ground where it's more of a niche. It's less of a big deal by the time you get to where I am. Because I tend to go probably a little overboard on occasion when I'm like, well, you know, we'll start going into, like, what the cache is doing and things like that, and going into technical theory of things. It's a bit much for some people. So I could probably, like, cut my stuff down and probably make it way more popular, but it's not what I'm going for personally. You know, I'm comfortable where I am with things. And I know eventually I'll fizzle out and die, as does everybody else. That's just the way the internet works. The other problem, I think, is just... the other thing I think in my case is that a lot of the time I'm sort of looking at stuff I haven't seen in many other places as well, which is sort of, well, where do I go with this, you know? If I just, like the burner, it's like, well, we could just plug the burner in and use it, but it doesn't really tell you much about it when there's, like, the setup's completely different to how you'd install one now, and if nobody's seen that before, you know, what am I supposed to do? I can sit and answer questions in the comments all day, or I can just try and cover it in the video to save myself time. And so it's trying to figure out where to draw the line. What do I leave in, what do I cut out? And obviously everyone has a line in a different place, which, like I say, is a good thing. I like the fact people draw the line in different areas. Like where they're like, well, yeah, let's draw the line a bit earlier, or draw the line a bit later. You know, it appeals to different people. That's a good thing. Well, yeah, there's usually somebody who'll have done something somewhere, and the problem is YouTube's search is like not entirely reliable. It's like with the next gen, I think it was, I could not find another video of it other than a, hey look, I got a next gen kind of thing. But some dude, like this German guy, had done one, it just didn't show up in my search results. But then nobody had done it in English before, so there was that. I haven't seen another video of that burner, and I think I was the first to put an STPC system on YouTube to any real degree. And when I get round to doing the capture cards, I don't think anybody's done that last time I checked, but that was a long time ago, so somebody might have done it since, or I just can't find it. So I'd have to look at that again. But yeah, I've sort of ventured into places where nobody really went fully yet. But then again, I was capturing from the actual back of the machine before most people were doing that. Like from my very first video, we were capturing video instead of stuffing like a camera in front of a monitor. Yeah, that's the thing. I think I was the first person to like technical on the U5S to any degree, and I never saw anyone else with a U5 SD. I think, like, I don't even recall seeing that Russian dude's video, like, around prior to, like, yeah, I don't remember on that, but certainly you just don't see the U5 SD that much. And it's a shame that it doesn't really offer any advantage over the U5S. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the stream for just a couple of minutes so I don't overgo the archive limit, and then I'm going to come back for another half hour, 45 minutes or something, because I want to go through a few more maps. So, yeah, I'll be back in a second. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't class it as the same live stream, but it might do. Oh, it does. I'm guessing there's like a limit per day or something. That sucks. Well, I guess I will just kill it here for today then, because otherwise it's just going to overwrite the start. So, yeah, I'm bailing for the night. That's a shame. I guess I'll come back and do some more of this another time. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. Because there's no way I'm editing this. It just comes out shit.